All right, you guys, I'm going to talk a little bit about how to get what you'd want onto your Clever page. You read my email and you saw that I'm recommending that everyone have Clever be their point of entry for their students, mostly to make this easier for families, which in turn I think will make things easier for you. So when you go to Clever, you're going to log in as a teacher. And like the email said, AUSD has already preloaded Clever, the district Clever, with a lot of applications. I'm noticing here that there are quite a few things that I would want to be here district-wide that are not yet, like Seesaw and IXL and things like that. And I've reached out to the IT department and asked them to insert all those things. I don't know that that's going to happen by Monday when I promised you this template and email. So just know that I've reached out to them, and hopefully the district will be loading those other applications into Clever so that they will be here. What I'm going to tell you that I think you should do next is to go down here to the green button. And this is mostly for people that have a website that you're going to be wanting your students to access. But I also think it's another great tool for you to be gathering resources and pinning them here so that your students within Clever can navigate from one thing to another. It saves you time doing all that linking on your website. You can just train your kids to know that if you talk about an app that you want them to go to, they will start to learn that those things live here in Clever and they can get to them from here. So the first thing you need to do is you need to create your own page. And now I have a page. I can rename it. And I can upload a photo for myself if I'd like to, and you can take some time to do that, and you can create an announcement as well. You're going to want to go here to edit student sharing. And I think for most of you, you'll just want to do all students you teach. That is going to link with Albany's records of who's in your class, and you're going to see a list of all your students here on the left-hand side. I don't have that since I don't have a class of students this year, but if you are linked to a class, you're going to see that list of students here. And then what you can do is you can start adding resources to your own page. And so the very first thing I know, you can see here, you can add categories to kind of make, like I said, that Clever is kind of like a bookshelf. You can make shelves for different things. So you could have a category of language arts and one of math, and then you could add, get fancy and add resources under each of those. But the most important thing I think to do to start with is that if you have a website, if you want to link your own or your grade level or the library or PE websites to this Clever page, you're going to use this add a link button. Now I need to go and get my website address. So I'm going to click on over here. This is the resources website. I don't want to click on this link right here because this is the editing link. I want to go ahead and view my published site. I want to wait for that to load. And then I want to grab this link here by doing Command C, copying this published link, going back over to Clever. I'm going to paste that link with Control V, and I'm going to name mine EdTech Resources website, and you obviously would name yours with whatever site you wanted. You can upload a photo to be attached to the little icon, or you can choose one of these icons. So if I wanted to pick that one and then add the link, now here for my students, I have an EdTech Resources website button. They can get to it really quickly in the morning. You're going to be training them on Zoom and talking to them about the structures of your classroom. And so if the place for your students to start is your website in the morning, they'll know to log into Clever and to go right here to your website. If you want your students to go to Google Classroom first thing in the morning or Seesaw first thing in the morning, they're going to log into Clever and they're going to go to Google Classroom. And these kinds of things you'll be teaching them and training them over the first few weeks of school. But now everything they need is here within Clever, and parents aren't having to help their kids navigate from one thing to another. Everything lives right here, and even a kindergartner can be very independent. Maybe I want to also link to a website that I have my students go to a lot. I'm thinking of something like, I don't know, maybe I'm using Newsella a lot. And actually, there is a whole library of apps and links that are already on Clever's kind of, they're like partnerships. So I can, if I want to do Newsela, I can install Newsela. And it says here that my name is this and that my students are going to be able to log into Newsela through Clever now instead of having to log in every time they go to Newsela. If they launch Newsela through, our fault, looks like something is not working. All right, well, that wasn't helpful, but at least there you saw how to link an app. I'm not sure, maybe they're working on their end at joining them together, but you can see that you can search apps and links. Typing Club is right here. I think the district has already installed that for us, but if for some reason they hadn't, you could add the different types of apps that you wanted to. So you can add apps there. You can also go back to your page. Here's my homeroom, and here's my page. It does say now that Newsela is linked. At least it's there. So I'm not sure what was going on with the login, but at least now the app is there. And when they resolve those issues, students could easily get to it. Now, if I wanted to add categories, I can start to use categories. I can title them and then drag things into different categories. So I can call this language arts, or I can call this first thing in the morning. And I can get this out of here, and I can put my website up there. I can name this language arts, and I can maybe make a category for math. You could even make a category for fun websites. So if I have a category that says fun websites, and then I can move this one down. And so that now, oops, move it down and then move it down. And now there's nothing there, but I want to add a website. And I'm going to go to the kids should see this, one of my favorite websites of videos, all kinds of great curated smart videos. I'm going to grab that link. I'm going to go back over to Clever, paste that link. Call it the kids should see this. I want to put it in my fun websites category, and I can add that link there. Maybe I want to change the link, and I can save that and change the link. So here your students have all the places you might send them to in the day. And they're all right here in Clever, and you can modify and update and change what you have in here and really build a nice library of resources for your students. So I hope that was helpful, and I wish that we knew about this sooner. And I hope that it relieves some stress for you and for your families.